good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are, whatever time you're watching this podcast. Welcome to another episode, another edition of this beautiful thing, the Neutral Zone. My name is B-Wall, and we are live at Gardens, Nigeria. A very wonderful place. Make some time and pass by. As I always say, there's something brilliant happening. And today, this Friday, there's some awesomeness that's going to be happening. As always, there's old school music playing, throwback stuff, beautiful stuff. They have a very, very expansive kitchen. Yeah, I was told to say expansive in the sense that they have a very huge menu.
The English is more.
They have a very huge menu. They have an assorted array of drinks as well, right behind us. And we shall be assisted on this pod today by one of their brilliant waitresses. She might be in the shot. Pay her no mind, yeah? Outside of that, once again, I hope you're having yourselves a brilliant time. I hope you're having a brilliant week. And we hope that as the weekend comes in, you're ready to rock and roll. And because it's the end of the month, some of you have already been paid. Some are still waiting for that paycheck.
Assumptions.
Yeah,
Don't assume. Don't trust to assume.
Wisely. Yes, as always, I have my folks on the pod with me. Today, we don't have AJ Sandra. She's not with us. She's out of the country, handling business, podcast business. But she will be back with us next week.
Yep.
I'm with these two gentlemen. Before I move to them, I want to ask you guys to do what we always ask you to do, which is like, share, comment, follow, do all these things, and subscribe to the channel, right? So, without further ado, I want these guys to introduce themselves. They're looking smart. This one especially is looking quite smart.
Thank you.
I don't know whether the outfits are his or they're borrowed, but we'll get to that. But ask them to introduce themselves and tell us what they're wearing. We'll start with this smart gentleman.
Thank you, B-Wall. And thank you for saying that I'm smart.
Yes, you are.
Paul Mugume, but as I like to call myself, Honorable Orugambo. Glad to be back. I was off on the previous episode for reasons that were beyond my control. But deep into what he asked, I am wearing Real Madrid jersey. And I really don't support, I wouldn't say that I support a club outside of Uganda or England. But when he goes to outside of those two countries, I support people. And when we had Cristiano, the legend of Ronaldo, move from Manchester United, I moved with him to Real Madrid. I haven't moved with him to Saudi Arabia, but yeah. That's what I'm wearing.
What's on your head? It's a very nice looking hat.
Yeah, it's a nice looking cape. And I stopped there.
That's the bro.
Okay, fine. All right. Dexter, what is Bichibio Yamba? What is what's going on?
Today I happen to bring out my former coaching tee. I used to put on this
when you were coaching.
Yeah,
oh my goodness! So you were once a coach?
Yeah. I used to work with the
What have you not done?
I used to work with the I've done everything.
You've been in administration. You've been a coach.
You have to work
Have you been a ball boy?
Yeah, also.
Yeah, you've done everything.
Anything called football, I've been there.
Yeah, so that's what you used to wear on the touch.
This is what's on the touchline. This was Express under 16.
Under 16.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've shut us out there. What's going on up?
Nothing much really. it's because of the light.
It's the lighting.
Yeah.
It's so bright.
We have too much light.
It's too bright.
Yeah.
As we said, guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel as well. I am wearing Celtics. This is champions outfit.
That's my team.
We are the current champions. We are the current holders of that Larry O'Brien trophy. And this particular one is a Jason Tatum edition. And I felt like I needed to show the world. The challenge is the cameras are a bit far, but there's some authenticity I want to show you guys. But yeah,
I saw you coming there.
Also because the season is about to kick off, and I'm really, really excited, looking forward to it. I know we shall defend the trophy. And yeah, I want to start by talking about what happened in this past 1 week. Paul,
Yeah.
how has this week been for you since the last time we were here? What's happened? What have you celebrated? What have you struggled with, sporting wise?
Since the last time we were here, I don't think this week has been any nice to me. Starting off on Saturday, I got a draw against Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
It hurt even more when on Sunday when Rodri marched off the pitch,
Yeah.
and Arsenal with their 9 to 91 possession managed to get a point.
Yeah. Isn't it City that was lucky to get a draw?
No. It was Arsenal that was lucky to get a draw.
Really?
Yes, God was on their side.
Okay.
Rodri marched off the pitch.
We're going to talk about
They
that,
managed
but
to
okay.
pack the bench.
Yeah.
And moving on then, also, well, bittersweet. Ricardo is out of racing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not hurting. I'm happy to celebrate a time that
Okay.
I got to enjoy
Watching
his
Ricardo.
magic.
Yeah, brilliant.
And yeah, that's been my week. You see, there's no highlight.
No highlight.
There's no high point.
There was-
It is
okay.
mediocre and low.
Yeah, there was a bit of European football there. You didn't really care about that, right?
No.
You didn't really care. Okay, great. Dexter.
Yeah.
How has your week been?
It has been I don't know how to say, but a loss away to Mbale Heroes. That is
Yeah, that was
Villa.
tough.
That was tough.
That was tough. Then Rafael Varane getting off, putting down the boots.
Yeah.
For me, he was my best defender when
really?
he was at this club. This one, not.
Oh, at Madrid.
Why did you have to specify?
Yeah, he was there. He was my best.
You
He was-
could have stopped at he was the best defender.
he was
Yeah.
my best.
He was
I
your
have
best
to, I have
defender.
to choose a club.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, he has had a long career.
Yeah.
Then coming back to the week still, yesterday I got a win from a hard side.
Yes.
Bull FC.
Yes.
It has started well for me.
Started well.
I'm just waiting for today's results.
You saw the banter on social media where SC Villa was having a bull roasting.
Yes.
Good stuff right there.
That was brilliant. That's brilliant copy. Yeah. So the week hasn't been the best for either. It hasn't been the best for me
Yeah.
either. As you mentioned, Man United struggling over the weekend, and then struggling again during the
week.
during playing FC20, which I thought we should have beaten up comfortably.
Yeah.
Had a bit of a problem there. Then SC Villa. I don't know. I'm still confident that the season is going to get better, right? We started off well, to be honest. That loss against Mbale. Look,
it wasn't.
It's not easy to go and pick points in Mbale. It's really not
It's
easy.
very hard.
So kudos to them. I think they put up a very, very decent fight. But our boys always bounce right back.
Yeah.
And bounce right back they did.
Yeah.
Outside of that, as you mentioned, Rafael Varane, retiring. And that's where I want us to begin our conversation. I want us to begin the conversation around sportsmen and sportswomen when they are hanging up their boots or their gloves, or whatever it is. I get the sense, and I watched an interview that Phil Jones had, and they were asking him, at what point did you know that it's time to hang up?
Yeah.
And that's a question that very many sportsmen and sportswomen never ask themselves, right? So they push, and you find, somebody
push up
40
to the
years
limit.
old, and they're grey haired, and they're trying to orchestrate things in the midfield, and there's a hamstring, then there's a groin injury, then there's a shit, like there's injuries left, right, and center, and your body is telling you.
But there's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons
Yes.
why someone would hang on.
That's what I want first of all to understand from you. Why would a player whose body is telling him, Chite, like let it go, why would they insist and still play? Shouldn't sportsmen and sportswomen know? For example, as a footballer, you've played football since the age of 5. You're now about 35 or 36, 37. That's over 3 decades of playing football. Surely your body is tired.
You have to,
Why are
you
you
have
still
to rest.
pushing?
It is not guaranteed that when I become 35, I should go off.
Not necessarily, but your body, it's human. It needs to rest.
There's reasons to this. One, I still need the money.
I don't think that's a reason. I don't think any
It
footballer.
could be. It actually
Okay,
is a
okay,
reason.
let's-
actually
okay,
the
I
fine.
still need the money.
Okay.
One, two. I still have the sport.
Okay.
3. Despite the fact that I am 35, maybe name it, call it 40,
Yeah.
I still feel I have the energy in me, so I can hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those 3 reasons,
Yeah. You feel like
someone can stay.
So 2 things. First of all, the issue of still needing the money. If you haven't yet made enough money as a footballer by the time you're 35, then you're not going to make
You
money.
can't. You can't. And
can't.
actually,
Because-
the moment you
yes.
get to 25,
Yeah.
and you haven't got a single penny
Then it's probably
from
gonna
that
come.
soccer, it's very hard. Unless when you're a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Because goalkeepers can go up to
Yeah,
40.
they have a bit of a longer lifespan.
Yeah. But
and Dexter, for you,
but we have players on the pitch
Yeah.
that go up to 40.
no, that is true.
That's okay.
And
That's
the argument we're trying to present is that when you're 40 years old, your role in a team should not be on the pitch. It should be in the dressing room, for
in the
example,
dressing room
on
and,
the bench,
on
encouraging
the bench.
players, giving them, that gusto to go forward, but not getting angry when you're substituted and you're 38 years old. What is that?
I see
What
where
is-
You're
you're
attacking
throwing.
someone.
I see where your barrels are
But it's
pointed.
okay.
I say this because when Tony Cruz hung up his boots, I felt that was the smartest move because it's always good to hang up your boots when you are at your peak, right? When you're still appreciated. Tony Cruz will forever be a legend. But there are players, without naming names, who are going to play until a time when there's a goal drought and the whole world is saying, what are you doing?
But
Chite,
right.
it
Why
used to be a-
why would you
Right.
deprive the fans of the fun?
You want
If you are Tony Cruz,
yes.
I personally, I don't have a say in his decisions. I wasn't happy that Tony Cruz chose to hang up the boots.
Okay.
He's still a fine player.
Yeah, I
There's
know.
still a lot of football in him. Why go away?
Because he had the sense of mind to realize that, you know what? First of all, let me leave way for the younger
Yeah.
players.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
one.
Yeah.
Secondly, let me leave when they still love me, when I'm still a hero.
Yeah. You
Otherwise,
shouldn't leave when they
you
are
become
tired
a
of you.
villain. And for me, I fear that there are very many
Yeah.
players who don't want to accept that it's time to hang up the boots. You see that?
This is different. This is different from a politician wanting to leave. No, seriously. Because if you are playing football,
Yeah.
you are still entertaining.
Yeah.
Why do you want to leave?
Wait.
If there's because people have left football because of health reasons.
Yes.
You don't have none of those. Why would you
Now,
choose
let
to
me,
leave?
I'm Zinedine Zidane's son. I don't know. You may or may not have heard this story. Has retired from football. He's
Yeah.
not yet
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
Not yet 30.
Retired to do some
But
other
He has
business,
said,
yeah.
you know what? I'm retiring from football. I'm going to explore other things. He doesn't hate football. He still loves it.
Okay,
But he's
yeah.
like, you know what? Let me go and explore other things. Let me maybe do business, maybe do community work, and that's also a good thing.
That's
the
okay.
same way, for example, the same way Pep took a break sometime, right? After managing, I think it was after Barcelona.
Yeah,
He was like, you know what? Let me take
yeah,
care. There are
yeah.
so many teams that were waiting for him.
Yeah.
And he's a good manager.
Yeah.
But he said,
Yes.
you know what? Let me take care and go and fast chill. And that's also good for every sportsman. and
It is good.
sportswoman.
It is good.
And Dexter, I want to ask you, as a person who deals with these players, both young and old, what is the optimal age, right, for a footballer, for example? At what age do you think that the average footballer should start thinking about retirement?
According not to me, but according to what is written by FIFA and what,
Yeah.
32 should be the age.
32.
Really, by
Yeah.
32,
Yeah. You should start thinking about.
You should start thinking about. So by 38,
Yeah.
you from 32 to 38,
Yeah.
you're either making money or
Yeah.
you're not adding anything.
Yeah.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
a team that is pushing to get the points, to get the sponsorships, to get the wins,
Yeah.
you're not for them
You're,
by
yeah,
32.
Yeah.
So that's why you see guys are going to the Saudi Pro League
Absolutely. Yeah. To make some money there.
because
yeah.
that is money. They
Absolutely.
are going there to get money. Like,
Yeah. And when you talk about retiring at 32 or whatever, I don't know if you guys heard this, but Derrick Rose, Chicago Bulls legend, has also retired. And he's 35, right? And he has retired at a time when he felt like, you know what, I could probably give it 1 or 2 more seasons, but let me retire when I'm still revered, when I'm still loved, when I'm still, when fans can still talk about me. I don't want to retire at a time when I have to beg to play. When I'm on the when
You want to be a
struggling
coach.
with 19, 18
Yeah.
year olds for positions.
No,
I don't want
imagine.
that. I don't want that. I want to retire when
Yeah.
I'm still at the top.
Hey, you have to be at
Yeah.
the top then.
And
I
Like everyone
think
should
yes.
miss you.
I think
yeah.
we shouldn't put an age limit.
Okay.
To
It's just a
retirement.
feeling, right?
It should be a feeling.
Okay.
It should be a feeling.
But yeah.
And to the footballers that are watching this,
Yeah.
don't deprive us of the fun. If you still have the energy, give us the entertainment.
Okay, first of all, the views expressed by individuals in this show do not represent the views of the podcast. Let that be clear. Now, these individuals represent personal views. So if you're listening to them and you take their advice, it's on you, right? You mentioned the Arsenal City game. I wanted us to talk a little bit about it. You think Arsenal were lucky?
They were
Right.
very, very lucky.
Dexter, who do you think was the lucky team in that game?
Arsenal, of course.
Arsenal was lucky.
Yeah, very.
I think Man City were lucky. For starters, you're playing a 10-man Arsenal, right? They're man down, but they're goal up. You play up to the 90th minute, right? 94th minute. My thinking was at the 94th, 95th minute, Arsenal is holding on to win the game, right? And City are about to lose for the first time at the Etihad in a long time.
Yeah.
In that moment, the team, if the result had stayed that way, Arsenal would have won the game and City would have mourned and cried and yelled. But City, because they were incessant, they kept knocking on the door. They got a stroke of luck.
I wouldn't call it luck. I wouldn't call it luck.
Arsenal is the best defensive team in the Premier League. And probably even across Europe. They're very, very good. They're high up there.
Agreed.
For City to score 2 goals against Arsenal, I think City was lucky. And finally, the reason why I think City was lucky is because it was a game of 2 halves. Arsenal kind of fairly enjoyed somewhat the first half.
The first half was for Arsenal,
and then
really.
City owned the second half. But they was in City's backyard. They were in City's backyard. And do you remember the last time City
was
conceded 2
frustrated?
goals? Was that frustrated?
Yeah.
It hasn't happened in a long time. They were very, very lucky. If that game had ended in the 94th minute, wouldn't have won it.
But it didn't.
Exactly. So I think they were lucky in that context.
I still don't think they were lucky. I think City and like you said, personal views.
Yeah.
They were. Pep is the best coach, but
Debatable, but
in terms of
Again,
choosing the team,
yeah.
in terms of choosing the team, I didn't get why Foden was on bench
Okay.
and Doku starts.
You don't like Doku.
Eh?
You really
Just said Doku.
And Doku starts.
Yeah.
It's a bowler.
Then away from that,
Yeah.
we go to what was City missing? 2 key midfielders. KDB is off. Lodri matches off the pitch.
Yeah.
That is like a plus for Arsenal.
Is it?
For
Because-
us, yes,
because
it is a
also Arsenal-
plus.
Arsenal was also lacking.
Yes, Arsenal was also lacking.
Odegaard and Rice.
Yes.
You see,
So that cancels out. So don't
Hey,
even bring that. Try
that
another
is
one.
equal.
Let's listen to another argument. Yes, let's try. Let's listen to another argument.
then you see after Haaland scores, Arsenal tried and bossed the game.
Yeah. And this against City. That's not easy. But go
But
on.
this is the we cannot be shy to say that Arsenal is good right now.
Yes, they are.
It is good.
They are.
Defensively,
They are.
Yeah.
midfield,
Yeah.
somehow in attack, they're not
They are
bad.
in form. They are in form. They
You get
they,
so you could have said against City,
Yeah.
talking about Arsenal if it was like 3 years, 4 years back. Right now, Arsenal City, I mean, for 2 years in a row they fought for the
They've kind
trophy.
of,
They fought for the
back and
trophy.
forth. Yes.
So you drank them the same.
Fairly.
So you want to look at what is either team lacking. If you
Yes.
don't have KDB,
Yeah.
you don't have
Rodri. as you
Rodri
say.
in Manchester City,
Yeah.
you don't have midfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have Bernardo who is forward moving, who is holding here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
I mean, Kovacic kind of came in and played that CDM position. But look,
But-
Dexter, for you, I want to say that I'm trying to understand why you say Arsenal were lucky. I'm trying.
Very.
I need to understand from you, Dexter. You
Yeah.
also say Arsenal.
Yeah,
were
I said
lucky
Arsenal were
on
lucky.
that day.
Very.
I know before the game started, if you had told Arteta, take a point, he would have happily.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Happily.
But then the game starts. The They bang in their 2 goals. One, dead ball. I mean, Gabriel is a dead ball specialist now. We know that.
Right.
And then the second one was just brilliance, right? Brilliance and quickness of mind. Caught them off guard. Kyle Walker is still there having conversations with the with the referee, and they've kicked off. And then Calafiori scores his debut goal. Brilliant, right? Do you still insist that Arsenal were lucky, and yet City at the end of the game was celebrating like they had won the game?
I think Arsenal was lucky. Statistically, when you look at what City were building from the back, and by the time Rodriguez got off, they were building something, and I would see that game ending in like 3-1, 3-2, something like that.
I actually thought it was going up to 5.
No,
this is me not being a hater. This is me not being a hater.
Yeah.
I actually saw that game going to 5 goals.
Are you serious?
I mean, you look at a Man City team that is attacking you like for in that 10 minutes, like 10 minutes, non-stop.
Yeah.
Really, there is a way the luckiness comes in.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm an Arsenal hater, but I think on that day, Arsenal were very, very unlucky. They were really, really unlucky. I think they deserved to win. Yes, they parked the bus, but there are times when you have to park the bus.
The bus had to move at some point.
Yes.
It moved.
For them, and I think
maybe it was broken.
Both of Arsenal's goals were brilliant. Only one of City's goals was brilliant. The through pass to Haaland. For me, the second one was
just chaos,
right?
Yeah.
So that's and then finally, Arsenal are the ones who are chasing, right? They are trying to catch up with City, and for you to chase somebody who is ahead of you and hold them up to the 95th minute, I give them applause.
No, that is hard work.
Without
with the
man down.
Yeah, with the man down, and their best players are not on pitch.
Yes. And Saka had to be substituted. They lost 2 players.
When they removed Saka for White,
because in the red card they got, that's a player down, and then at halftime Saka is taken off. That is another player down.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's why I say City played against 9 men.
Yeah, they played against, but the 9 men were lucky.
So yes, so that's but anyway, I want us to slowly shift. That you mentioned Rodri, and I mean his injury notwithstanding, I still think Rodri is probably one of the finest players, and I wouldn't be shocked if he won the Ballon d'Or. I want to speak a bit about the Ballon d'Or, because the 5 names that have been fronted is Vinicius, is probably topping the ranks.
Bellingham.
There's Carvajal, right? Who has done brilliant things at Madrid. There's Jude Bellingham, who I think has gone down the pecking order a bit.
Very.
There's Lautaro Martinez, and then there's Rodri. Right? Who is your who would you give that Ballon d'Or? Like who is your number? Oh, what's your order?
I'd give it to Rodri.
Give it to Rodri.
However, the circumstances around his injury are not yet clear, and he might be out for a bigger part of the season.
But that doesn't matter, does it?
I think
for
it
you
matters. For me, it matters actually a lot.
Oh, really?
It does.
Okay.
So I would give it to Vinny.
Vinicius, Is it because you're wearing this? Or you just...
I mean, even if I was not wearing this, there's like more than 50% of the contenders are from
of course, no, I get that. Yeah.
So
okay, he's won a couple of things, and he's been very instrumental in Madrid's championships and whatever. Dexter, who are you giving that Ballon d'Or?
I think not underrating, but the Ballon d'Or has not put much emphasis on this kid of Barcelona, Yamal.
Come on now.
Yamal.
Okay,
that's a brilliant kid.
Okay,
that's a brilliant kid. But anyway, I would go with Vinny to take it, and I will be fine for Vinny to take it. Then in a second, Rodriguez.
Rodri. Okay.
He has been there. Come on.
Where does that leave? For example, Bellingham.
Bellingham is down in the pecking order, and this is Bellingham is top charts.
Yeah.
He was being pushed by the media of
the English media,
the
obviously.
English media.
Yeah.
That was a push.
That is conspiracy.
But it is true.
Jude gave a display of football.
He gave.
If
No,
you
he did,
look at his season in Real, the first season in Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Good football.
Yeah.
Let us all agree that even the media will compliment someone who is doing something.
Yeah.
Jude gave us football.
Yeah, but the English media does that.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, first of all, I'm going away from all of those players. I would give the Ballon d'Or to Lautaro Martinez, and not just because he plays for Argentina or whatever.
He's Argentine.
35 goals, 8 assists. He won the Copa America, won the Serie A, he won the Supercoppa Italiana, and Lautaro Martinez is one of those players, in my opinion, whose technique, whose finesse in front of goal is very unique in the sense that as an Argentine, if you're playing in a team that has Messi,
As an Argentine, you.
no, him.
Okay.
When you're playing in a team that has Messi, the chances that you will outshine Messi are very low.
very low. Yeah.
But if you play the tournament and you're named, for example, player of the tournament, and it's not Messi, that says something.
That says something.
That says something. And then secondly, the European media has been big. They have this. They're pushing the agenda for obviously a European player not to win, which means probably Real Madrid or Man City or whatever. Yeah. And for me, I think while Lautaro Martinez, when they were enjoying the Copa America and having a good time, Europe didn't really pay much attention to that. They did not pay much attention to that. But this is a guy who's coming off of being a World Cup winner, on to being a Copa America winner, on to being an Italian Cup winner, on to being a Serie A winner. And so for me, that's my number one ranking. And then number two, I'll probably give it to Carvajal. Before Vini, before Rodri, Carvajal. I think Carvajal was instrumental in Madrid and Spain's success.
Yeah.
In the Euros, let me tell you, Carvajal played magical football. My number three would be Rodri. My number four would be Vini. I know Vini is probably going to win it, but my number four would be Vini. Yeah, that's my order.
That's wild. That's wild.
my order.
That's wild.
Yeah. As we prepare to wrap up, I want to ask you guys a question that, off the cuff. You've seen very many sportsmen and sportswomen across different sports. I want you to name for me 3 sportsmen or sportswomen who you think without them, the sport would never reach where it is now. In whichever sport, in whichever order, whether male or female.
Do they have to be active now?
No. They may be active or they may have retired. Just 3, in whichever sport, male or female. Yeah, I
Formula One.
Okay.
And it hurts to say this. Lewis Hamilton.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. That's
And I'm speaking about this as a Ugandan, and because as a country we are just trying to appreciate. We are starting to appreciate Formula One, and seeing the same colors us in that.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one.
Okay.
2. Wait, you said the sport would not have existed.
The sport wouldn't be where it is now.
Wouldn't be where it is right now. Can I just pass it on as a think
Okay,
again?
that's one for you.
That's
give
one
us
for
one.
me.
Give us one also. Give us
A
one.
one.
Yeah.
In the boxing world,
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Oh, Muhammad Ali. That's massive. That's massive.
Then the 100-meter hurdle.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Hussein.
Of course.
Okay, I can see where you're coming from, Hussein. Okay.
Then soccer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go to Argentina.
Of course, Leo.
Diego Maradona.
Or Diego. Okay, that's good.
Definitely.
So Diego Maradona, football.
Yeah.
You mentioned
Hussein.
Usain
Usain
Bolt.
Bolt.
Yeah, athletics.
And
who was the third? The third.
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali for
boxing.
boxing. Yeah, those are tremendous. So yours, you mentioned.
I mentioned Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, Lewis Hamilton. Okay, for F1. Do you want to go somewhere else?
I want to just come here.
Okay.
Gorola Moses.
Oh my.
Oh
goodness.
yeah. Nice choice.
Gorola Moses.
I want to come here.
Yeah.
Gorola Moses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Call it boxing, kickboxing.
Yeah.
I mean, he made us love fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That sounds wrong. That sounds wrong. But
I know it's-
yes.
love to watch people fight.
Yeah.
He made us love it.
Absolutely.
And then I am spoiled for choice when it goes to football.
Okay.
I want to say Zidane,
Oh, okay. That's
but I still love Ronaldo.
the original.
Cristiano, the legend of Ronaldo.
What? Not the original.
Not the original.
Oh
Not the
my
original.
goodness.
Christian.
You prefer this Cristiano Ronaldo?
100%
the
plus
original
some more
Ronaldo?
10. Yes.
Ball. We shall need a whole podcast. But for me, one, I think golf. Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
I think without Tiger Woods, I don't know. Many of us would never really know what golf is.
Yeah.
Two, I think Michael Jordan. Basketball.
Again,
Oh yeah,
He
yeah,
was
yeah.
very, very tremendous.
For that game.
Like globally, without him, it would have been very, very tricky. Three, David Beckham, football. That dude made that sport attractive. Yeah, like everybody knew that football is played and whatever. But to bring that glamour, to bring brands to start using football as influencers, I think what David Beckham did for football was tremendous, and he continues to do it up to today. In the sense that this dude is now running a team that was bottom of the league about 2 seasons ago. Now they are top of the league, and he has been his worthiness in football is so massive that he has attracted some of the biggest players.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi,
Yeah.
the Suarez, who's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
So for me, David Beckham, what he has done for football is tremendous. Without necessarily talking about whether he was technically gifted or whatever, I just think as a brand, David Beckham.
His gifts go beyond his technicalities in football.
Yeah.
Like God gave him looks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they played a bigger part in his career.
Yeah,
away
absolutely.
from what he would do on the pitch.
Yeah. And now,
His looks were big.
Yeah, and now finally, in Uganda, one sportsman or sportswoman who you think about and you just get goosebumps and they make you remember the good old days. You can give me just two names. I'll go first. One is I'm still trying to shuffle. I'm still trying to shuffle between athletics and
My answers
because
are actually going to be
there's quite,
football only.
there's quite a number of them. But I think Akibua, what Akibua did for us, first of all, people kind of remember that Munich thing. They remember Akibua. They remember Uganda because of that. I think that was a big, massive deal. I think secondly, for me, I'm going to go for a Sports Club Villa legend, right? A guy who most of us, when we were growing up in the 90s, we dreamt of. He's the end to his career wasn't as good as
I know.
and this happens.
Wait,
typically
who are we
in
talking about
Uganda.
right now?
Okay.
I know.
Why are you agreeing?
He knows, no.
I know.
He knows, yeah. I need to give a preamble. Many of us, when we were growing up in the 90s, we used to tell ourselves that if there's a club that you want to aspire to support, it was Sports Club Villa. And because Sports Club Villa had a number of very, very brilliant players, but there were some who really, really stood out. Some of them that stood out included, Paula Sule, who for me is
When we start talking about legends,
You have to give us one.
Yeah. I know I do, but I still feel like I need to make the point that Ugandan sportsmen and sportswomen are normally forgotten, and nobody talks about them, and that's why I wanted us to kind of talk about Ugandan, the Ugandan legends that we think are super awesome. I'm going to tell you that person as the last as we wind up. But give me two Ugandan sportsmen or sportswomen who you think.
Sandra Nabweteme.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When FUFA was starting to pull out the women's league,
Yeah, she was very instrumental.
Sandra was very instrumental. She used to play for Kawempe Muslim.
Yeah, which used to bang in goals like a problem. They used to beat up on teams.
Hey,
Is
yeah,
she
yeah.
the one
5-4,
who scored 100 goals?
Yes.
Yes.
But
So I would give it to Sandra Nabweteme. Why? Because she was instrumental in raising women football.
Oh yes.
And I'd give it to Massa.
Oh wow.
Massa led us to the Africa Cup of Nations.
after how
did.
many years?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
So Massa is a very bold,
After that 8 years.
very bold. Okay. Dexter.
So for some reason,
Yeah.
he was the one leading the
Yeah,
team,
yeah,
and
yeah.
he led us there. That's why I give it to him.
Okay. Dexter.
I have quite a number in football. I'll choose another sport.
Okay.
I want Zukulu.
Or Dorcas.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Dorcas.
Steeplechase. Yeah, she was. Yeah.
You know, even when you're growing up and you have that, I will not say it.
Yeah.
They used to say you have. So we grew up listening to that name.
Yeah.
Zukulu. Yeah, she did a great service to the country.
Yeah.
Then in rugby, I'll go with Ivan.
The pirate.
Hey. Oh, by the Magomu, eh? Oh, by the that's.
Yeah, he's still alive, and
that is.
No, he has done his thing.
Yeah.
He has done his part for the game.
Always say this, that when you're coming to Nigeria Gardens, if you're driving, they have a washing bay. You will need it.
That an essay.
Yes, you will absolutely need it. And apart from the fact that they have a decent washing bay, they have very good service. There's a lady who has been working on us here.
Oh, yeah.
She decided she wanted to be off camera. Yeah, because for personal reasons. We thank her for, I don't know where she is, but yeah, we thank her for being a good sport. Yes. Finally, my name is B-Wall. This is Oworu Gambo. Honorable Oworu Gambo. That is Dexter DJ with the expensive shades. Are they expensive?
Very.
Did you want to disclose how much they are?
No, I don't.
But does the owner know that you have them? All right. AJ Sandra hasn't been able to join us this episode, but she'll be back, as I said. She's out of the country. Wish her journey mercies, and she returns safe to this nation. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel, and tell your relatives, tell your friends, tell your in-laws, tell everybody about this podcast right here, the Neutral Zone. We will catch you next time, and we'll be discussing a couple of things. One of the things we shall be discussing is Man United is back because they're winning this weekend.
Absolutely.
I don't.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Yes, and we shall also be discussing. There's a certain subject we should be discussing because Ugandan basketball is going to greater heights. We may or may not have a guest next time who will be telling us a bit about basketball. And of course, as usual, my name is B-Wall. This is the Celtics outfit. I feel like I need to show it again just so you can see how expensive it is. There's no price tag, unfortunately, but it's quite costly. Thank you for being with us. We shall catch you next time. Paul Hasule is Paul Hasule is there's a very huge painting of Paul Hasule that we used to have back in the day in our home. It got stolen.
Sorry.
We will catch you next time. Thank you for being with us. Mubere Burunji. Have a brilliant weekend. Enjoy. Don't drink and drive. And don't
do what I would do.
See you.